Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Ashley and welcome to Ashley's Roses. I have not done that intro in a very long time. Now, you may be looking at the setup and thinking, what in the world are you doing? You know, I'm asking myself that same question at the moment. But if you've been watching my videos for a while or have followed me on social media, you would know that I have my own podcast and it is called Blooming Roses. And it is where we share stories of growth while blooming in adversity. And oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I interview different guests who have not only impacted my life, but have impacted and influenced the community around them. And we just wrapped season 2, which was phenomenal. And last season, for season 1, I did a season 1 wrap-up episode reflecting back on season 1 and all the different guests I'd had. So I thought for season 2, let's try something a little different. So instead of having a little episode of a wrap-up, I thought I would do a very special video. I had mentioned in my season 1 wrap-up episode that I'm a fan of the First We Feast Hot Ones series on YouTube. I think those interviews are the most entertaining, intriguing, and creative interviews I've ever watched, and I am someone who loves watching interviews. I watch interviews of all kinds on a daily basis. Anyways, I thought it would be a genius idea to what am I doing? To create my version of a Hot Ones episode and answering your guys' questions that you sent in about season 2. So this is the season 2 reflection wrap-up. But also, I wanted to do this video because Sean Evans, I would love to have the opportunity to interview you on my podcast, season 3. If season 3 doesn't work, season 4, I'll keep going. But I would love to have the opportunity to interview you. You're my favorite interviewer ever, and I would just love the opportunity to interview you. So, I'm going to do my own version of the Hot Ones, and I can straight up tell you right now that I am not one who likes spicy things. I like a little pizzazz in my meals, but not hot and spicy. In case you have never heard of Hot Ones, let me explain it to you real quick. So Sean Evans, who is the host and interviewer of Hot Ones, he interviews different celebrities and influencers and people from all over. And during this course of this interview, Sean and the guest have hot wings, and they go up in the scale of different hot sauces while answering the questions, and that's pretty much it. I think you have to watch it. Please go watch Hot Ones after this because it's one of my favorites to watch on YouTube. So anyways, as I said, I'm not a hot sauce person, and also I apologize that I do not have a Hot Ones hot sauce. I just did not want to go out and buy hot sauce if I don't even like to have hot sauce. So I went and raided the pantry and took what I could find that my parents have. First, I don't want to do this. Okay, full send, we're doing it. That's actually good. Got a little smoky flavor in there. Okay, so that one's not bad. Then again, we started on mild. So it says, you had mentioned in season 1 that you did not expect to start your podcast in 2021. Did you anticipate having a season 2, or do you plan on having more seasons? Yeah, so like I'd said in season 1, I didn't expect to start my podcast in 2020. I wasn't planning on starting my podcast for a while because I didn't know when or how or what exactly I wanted to do, but in 2020, oh my gosh, I'm already losing it. In 2020, you know, I was just thinking maybe I could just practice and see where it goes, and practice for when I work for other podcasts and such, because more opportunities were opening up for me to be a producer and editor and everything like that. So I'm like, I'll just practice, see where it goes. So no, I didn't expect my podcast to happen, and I didn't expect season 1 to go so well. And in season 2, I did not expect to have a season 2. I mean, to go from having a podcast to go from season 1 where it had, like, you know, a lot of close friends and mentors and Justin Baldoni and Rachel Lippincott, you know, that blew my mind. So then going into season 2, I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, so who do I ask now? So it was a little bit more challenging to find guests. I still wanted to have friends on it, but I also wanted to broaden it and really broaden my audience and have a huge variety of guests on the podcast. So there's definitely a lot of internet stalking, I could say, of trying to get guests, of just DMing them and emailing them and seeing if they want to be on it. So no, I didn't anticipate it. Oh, do I plan on having more seasons? I would love to have a season 3. I don't have an end goal of the podcast at the moment. It's just I'll keep going as opportunities keep coming up and as I continue to see more people who inspire me. For season 3, I think it might be a little bit later this year, just to give me time to find more guests. But I mean, I don't have an end goal. I'm just enjoying it as we go along, taking it season by season. But yeah, there will be a season 3. So okay. I didn't even taste it. Wait, what? Okay, that was not spicy at all. That just added a little kick to it, but that was not spicy at all. Alright, cool. You had mentioned in season 1 wrap-up that you enjoy watching the Hot Ones series. What have you been able to take away from those interviews and apply it to your own? So yeah, I had mentioned in the season 1 wrap-up that the one thing I really have taken away from watching all those interviews is just the amount of research that Sean Evans and his research team does. It's so important to make sure you have your research done and you know who you're talking to. So, I mean, what I do is I research people before I ask them, and then when they say yes, then I do more research just to make sure that I know who I'm talking to, and also I'm able to create impactful questions, or questions that, not impactful, but questions that cause the guest to think. And also if they say something in an interview, I can recall something I've researched and build off of something that they had said to create more of a conversation on the podcast. It's really obvious when interviewers don't do their research, and it causes the conversation to go flat, which is not something I want to have on my podcast. That's island style. I like that one. That's actually good. It's not hot, but it's just like, that's a lot of spice. How have you grown since season 1? What are some lessons you have learned in season 2? Oh my gosh. So I think season 1 was like a pilot episode. Like, you know how like TV shows have pilot episodes? I feel like that's what the entire season 1 was. You know, I was learning how to, give me a second. Correspond. Season 1 taught me to correspond with different guests, so that means like being prompt with emails and scheduling and reaching out to people and, you know, doing my research, but also just everything. Everything was so brand new to me for season 1 for a podcast. And I mean, it's also very interesting when you have to go through agents and such to get certain guests. So that taught me a lot. I mean, agents and managers, it's like a whole what's the word? It's like a whole that's hot. It's like a whole I don't know the word I'm looking for, but there's a lot of communication when you have to talk through managers and agents and such. But I mean, even editing wasn't too bad. I just had to learn sound levels, but you know, editing wasn't too bad since I've done my videos. But yeah, I mean, since season 2, I definitely became more organized. I had like individual folders for guests, and really tried to push myself at getting better at the Instagram posts and such, and really making that look presentable, and having questions prepared ahead of time. I mean, there was like, usually in the past I've had like a generic list of questions, and then I can just send that to the people and then create the questions like the day before the interview. But this time I really took the time to create individual questions for every single guest, and it did involve a lot more thinking and brainstorming, but definitely challenged me. And I know the guests appreciated having those questions ahead of time as well, and something that pertained more specifically to them and not just a generic type of question. It's not coming out. Alright. No, we need a little bit more. That's not bad. That's actually really good. No problems yet. I feel like my lips are getting a little numb at the moment, but my throat is feeling it a bit, but that tasted good. I can taste the mango in that. What were your who were your favorite guests of season 2, and who do you want to interview for season 3? Favorite guests of season 2, I can't really, like I said in season 1, my camera stopped recording and I don't know why, but like I said in season 1, I can't really choose who my favorite guests are just because they've all impacted me in so many different ways. And I hand select each guest, you know, for a purpose and for a specific reason. Season 2, honestly, was just really special just because I didn't know who to ask. I did have a few friends that I had in mind, but it really took a lot of like searching online and seeing who I'm following and who inspires me, and just kind of throwing a dart in the dark and hoping they'll say yes to my messages. I can say there were 3 that I was really, really stoked that they had said yes, and it was Sasha Sloan, who is the creator of Archive Sunday, Rachel Kirby, who is the creator of Walker and Sky, and Peter Kenneth, who is the Potter collector of the Harry Potter series. Yeah, it was just really cool that they had said yes, because those are people that I'm like, I have no idea if they'll say yes or not, but we're just gonna try it. And yeah, those are great conversations. It was so cool about like so many guests I've interviewed this year. I mean, it's a big world, but it's also a small world, and it was just so cool to hear like different connections and similarities between all of us, which is really cool. And it was just cool to get to know all these people. But plans for season 3, there are a couple people I have in mind that I would really love to interview. Also, Sean Evans, if you're watching this, I would love to interview you. Season 3, you know, I'm still trying to build my list of who I want to interview and who I'm reaching out to, but you'll have to stay tuned. That's hot. but also like good hot. Is my tongue becoming numb and getting used to this now? I'm gonna try some more. Is that a good idea? I don't think so. Alright. That tastes really good, actually. That's really good. I read on the label that these are made of peppers that are in the backyard of the fire station. I think that's pretty cool. That's really good. Wow, maybe this has expanded my taste buds of hot sauces. I don't know, but that was actually good. Maybe I can handle hot sauce like in small bits. I don't know. I'm actually sweating. Maybe that was hot. It just hasn't registered. Do you plan on having any repeat guests? This is hot. Do you plan on having any repeat guests on future seasons? What was the question? Do you plan on having Do you plan on having any repeat guests on future seasons? I would say not at the moment, because I would really love to build my podcast of having several different guests from all over. But I'm not gonna say no, like never say never, because I would love to have like a where are they now type of episode. I think that'd be really cool on the podcast. I've talked about it with a couple of previous guests, so I think that'd be pretty cool, but I don't plan on having a repeat guest at the moment, but in the future down the road, we'll see. But yeah. Okay. What's foreign and concentrate mean? Does that mean like not concentrated? Oh my gosh, my battery's about to die. That's not good. Well, okay, we'll try to finish this. That's not hot at all. What is your advice for someone wanting to start a podcast? Honestly, just start. If you figure out what you want to talk about, figure out if you want to be a solo host or a co-host or interview guests, figure out what you want to talk about, and just start. You don't have to have all this fancy equipment. You can just start with what you have. And that's my honest advice, and just have fun with it. That was the advice I was given. Oh my gosh, this is like burning my throat now. That was the advice I was given, and yeah, and I did a beginner's guide to podcasting video if you guys want to go see it. I give more of my secrets and advice and tips and such in that video, so definitely go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Sean Evans, I would love to have the opportunity to interview you for the Blooming Roses podcast. I hope you enjoyed this Hot Ones, my Hot Ones version. I'm a huge fan of your show. Love it. Continue to, I can't talk right now. See, continue what you're doing. I absolutely love it. Message me, email me, comment below. I would love to have the opportunity to interview you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for an amazing season 2 of the podcast. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and give it a big thumbs up. Guys, share this video to First We Feast and Sean Evans and Hot Ones. Share this video with them. Get their attention, because I would really love to have the opportunity to talk to Sean. Alright, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the channel. I did it! Oh my gosh, I should do a Paul Rudd thing. If you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I should do a Paul Rudd.
You are good enough. You are talented enough. And you are strong enough. And scene!
Oh my gosh. I don't recommend doing a Paul Rudd